All right, let's hear some more. Let's hear some more scary stories. We were at Olia's story. I don't know what she's gonna say. I don't even know. I don't even know anything about this bitch. She's just been annoyed since she got here. I don't even know why you're here. You can leave. You can leave. There's an abandoned pioneer camp. I feel like I should do stupid voices. There's an abandoned pioneer camp deep in the nearby forest, fenced with a barbed wire rotten by time. It used to be the biggest camp in the area until a mind-bending thing had happened there, so the people fenced the camp with a couple lines of the wire and forgot about the camp forever. However, I found the camp leader's diary in our library. I wonder, why was I the first one who found it? I shouldn't tell what is written in it, but I can't resist telling you. It's gonna make me insane if I don't. Hands off. Yeah, she's kind of manly. Hands off. But this one is so spooky. Then why don't you give Stiopia a hug? He's already getting it. Come to us. Fuck, there's too many characters. Come to us, Stas. I can hug the both of you. Yeah, I feel like she has that voice. Although I feel like the little bitch has that voice too. Whatever. Sure thing. I mean, no, I feel fine here. Suit yourself. The diary belonged to Oksana, the leader of the first troop. The record says everything was alright for the first half of the camp. Children were having a good time, falling in love and breaking apart. Oksana herself had fallen in love with a camp leader of the third squad, but the feelings weren't mutual. Half the diary is full of poems about her one-way love and sketches of the one she was into, but it changes in the second half. Just listen. Olia takes a book out with a rabbit sticker and drawn flowers on it. The 20th of July, the terrible heat continues. Anton asked me to take a squad to the lake before I take mine, and I couldn't refuse. Man, is he handsome when he smiles. My squad wasn't happy though, but I let them go off an hour past curfew. The 21st of July, we have a situation. Dasha Startseva has been saving since the morning, since the morning. Her stuff is in place, and Katya told me that she saw Dasha last night, going to the bathroom. We found Dasha. She fell into the old well behind the warehouse. To my surprise, she was safe and sound when we took her out. A lucky girl, on the other hand, she hasn't said a word ever since. I hope she'll be fine. She must rest in the infirmary. Iraida Pavlovna? Called Dasha's parents a lot, but no one answered. During the lineup, Anton lectured me on how to look for children. What? I was about to burst into tears. Why is he being so rude to me? The 22nd of July. Petrovich and the guys from the 5th squad built a huge cover for the well. Now it's finally safe. Dasha is not speaking yet, just lying in her bed, silent. Maria Potapovna spoon feeds her. Iraida Pavlovna lets no one out the camp, including Anton, whose grandmother passed away yesterday. 23rd of July. We are going to see Dasha today. We made a wonderful bouquet for her and a card with our best wishes written on it. Something is wrong with Anton. He had a quarrel with the principal this morning. The rest of it was written with a different hand. All of a sudden, I feel like I was out of my body, watching myself from a different viewpoint. I hear a blunt slam after he pushed me right into the well. It doesn't hurt though, but I feel sad. A green bright spot in the sky reflects in the puddle on the bottom, and I see it coming. A shooting star, I think. I should make a wish. The spot shines even brighter. The green sparkle is closing in on me with the speed of sound. It stings me and casts me back into my body. Now it's the two of us in one body. Me and the star. The pain is back and my neighbor doesn't like it. The little green sparkle starts beating the way my heart does. It is growing inside my body, filling every single cell as if it was an empty vase. The vase is all cracked, however. The green light is getting loose through it. The star bangs in anger, and the rifts in my body, on my body, fade away like snow under the sunshine. I feel good, so I curl into a ball right in the humid, stinky hole. Too bad I can't see my companion. I can only feel it burning in my chest. The star wants me to get out the pit, but I don't care. The only thing I want is oblivion. The star is not going to give in. It's thrashing around inside, and I pity it. It warmed me at first, but just a moment ago it moved up to my shoulder out of the sunken part of my body. Poor thing, how unlucky it got. I can't stand. I see a small shot of sky above me. Now it's being blocked by some figure. And now it's not. The flickering annoys me, so I close my eyes. I feel someone taking me up, awakening old memories I'm hiding from. All this happened to someone but me, while I was just being a spectator. The show is about to end, and now it's a fireball instead of a tiny star, growing bigger inside me. It is not a friendly companion any longer, but a gruesome warden watching over me. He forces me to eat, causing pain in the stomach. He forces me to go to the bathroom, stinging my feet. The rest of the time, it lets me rest obliviously. The fireball is not growing bigger anymore. Now it is training my body to follow its commands instead. And I do as he commands willingly. Otherwise, the fire will burn me out. All I need right now is a little bit of rest. Right now, the fire bends down my neck. A nurse comes in. She drops her tray with plates on it, so porridge and blueberries scatter all over the floor. The fire flashes up as I see a beam of green light, striking Maria Potapovna. The nurse comes out while the beam is tracing her. I look at the flies gathering around the porridge as long as my companion is playing with his new toy. The entire council enters my ward. The camp leaders, along with a girl from my squad, carefully go around the mess, whispering. I see both Oksana's pitiful face and the fear seizing the others. They look at me as if I am an exponent of Kunstkamera. The fuck? Who is this? Okay, well, that doesn't help. Their words are full of false sympathy. Their presence disgusts me. The keen rays of green pierce into their heads, swift and silent. Then they go out of the room, kicking the shattered plates and trampling the blueberries. The flies are back again for the feast. Dong! One of the rays scattered around with a melodic jingle. Right away, the peacefully dreaming fireball has woken up. He throws me off the bed. I go out to the infirmary, unable to resist its pressure. But I don't want to. Dozens and hundreds of rays are following me along the way, right to the targets only they can know as I follow the way my star shows me. We slowly make our way around the camp while the green rays fill the air with their shine. Ding! Ding ding dong! Why is this happening? Why is she doing these sound effects? All of a sudden, the rays are breaking apart. Which is so spectacular and beautiful that as I stop to look at it, the fire is of no interest to me anymore. I forgot the voice for a second. I look at the world around me, illuminated by the emerald light. Alas, their number is running out. It's about a dozen of them now. The fire grows wilder, I burn out, and am reborn from the ashes, only to burn out again. Can you get along? This is a long-ass story, bro. I am the phoenix. My clothes have already turned into dust. My walk leaves only smoking footprints and charred grass behind. I come to the gates and I see him. His lies scratching the ground, trying to escape the camp. The beam that connects us is barely pulsing, about to scatter. I come closer and wait. Now it's finally gone, leaving nothing but green sparkles on the floor as he freezes. The flame pushes me ahead, but I am not in a hurry to leave. Why me? What have I done to you? What did I do wrong? I ask the dead body. But it is not about the answer. The pressure is getting unbearable. So I leave. I try crying, but the tears are fading as fast as they leave my eyes. Whispering its goodbye tune, the last beam shattered. I stop in the middle of the alley leading to the square. I want to lie down, but the firestorm keeps pushing me ahead. We approach the pioneer hornblower statue, then the paddler girl. Finally, the gigantic monument of Lenin gets my attention. I stretch my hands to it as a fiery gush of light is absorbed by the statue. I follow the path to the woods out of the camp, leaving only dead people and the glowing monument of the chief behind. The only things I kept are this diary and the little star deep down in my heart. That's it. Boring. I agree. I really agree. Only what is his voice? Fuck! I gotta give him some nerd-ass voice. Only how did you manage to read in the darkness? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Whatever. Throws the diary at Stas. It's empty. What? Huh? Yo, get off! Sasha puts a rolled bedsheet under Nastia's head. What is her voice? Asleep already? What is her fucking voice? There's too many voices. I can't do this. Yup, if only your stories were more interesting, you would make a fine writer, but your tales kill us with boredom. Huh. Finally, it's time for a real scary story, not one of your knockoffs. Prepare to tremble with fear, for now you will hear about the Red Eyes. Nice crossover with Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. There was a trio in a camp. They never split up. The leader's name was Max, but everyone called him the Beast. There was a reason for that. If you accidentally bump him in the shoulder during the walk, he will tear you apart like a pit bull. Look at him the wrong way and you are as good as dead. Even his friends used to get it. Fortunately, they were strong enough to settle it down. They were tough guys too, used to keep the entire camp at bay, but no one would report them because the beast would take care of it. No one would say a word against them, and the trio was having fun. In short, the guys were on the road to success, but they failed. Because of whom? Because of a girl, of course. There was a lass in the camp whose name was... Vera. Whose name was Lena. Once upon a time, Max had seen this Lena girl doing exercises. What do you think? She was a gymnast? Not some bookworm. And so the beast was lost. He couldn't get her out of his head. Even food wasn't an option. He asked her on a date that evening. And she said? And she was like, I would love to, but there's a problem. What problem? Your friends never leave me alone. Make them. The beast accepted the deal and left. He didn't even notice her eyes blazing with crimson fire following him. All the night he was rolling in the bed, sleepless, and the next morning he had to talk with his friends. Are you okay? They said. We've never met this Lena before. Max chilled out and went back to Lena in the evening. You were wrong, he said. My friends have nothing to do with you. Lena was, Don't you trust me? They came this morning, threatening to beat me down if I meet with you again. It's up to you who to be with. The beast left with pain in his heart, unnoticing the red fire burning in Lena's eyes. The next morning he set off to his friends. Dang it, beast, they said. We were with you all the day. Have you seen us threatening someone? Who do you trust more, us or a stranger? But the beast was blinded by love, and so he promised that he would kill everyone who touched her. In the evening he came back to the place and saw Lena. Look, Max, look what your friends did to me. She untied her shirt, and he saw red bruises on Lena's pale skin. Frenzy filled his mind. I'll take care of them, he shouted. Wait, Lena caught his hand. You have already broken your promise. This time I need proof. Bring me their hearts. And she put a blade in his hand. The beast was about to throw it away, but she leaned on him and kissed him. I am waiting until midnight. Now go. And Max was off, with Lena's eyes following him, shining brighter than the Kremlin star in twilight. The beast waited until everyone was asleep. He snuck into the cabin and stabbed his friends in the chest. He came to the second one and stabbed them as well. That's how his friends died. Max cut their hearts out of their chest, grabbed them in a shirt, and went back to Lena. Did you bring it? Lena impatiently asked Max as she saw him closing in. He handed the hearts over to Lena and she took them. She turned away for a second, and when she turned back, the hearts were gone. Only a blood drop on Lena's lips remained. Max was going to hug Lena, but she pushed him back. What's wrong? The beast exclaimed. I have done as you asked. Do you really think, the girl arrogantly said, I'm going to go out with a murderer of his own friends? But you've been beaten. I faked it, you fool! I was testing how good a friend you are, now beat it! These friends turned the beast back to reality. These words. He knocked Lena down and stabbed her with the blade. Again and again, but the blade didn't work against her. Only then did the beast see the shiny crimson eyes of his girlfriend. That scared the shit out of him. He backed away. But Lena took his and said, Where do you think you are going? Come to me, hug me harder, she said while disappearing into the ground. Max tried to set himself free, but he couldn't. And Lena was already halfway on the ground. She was about to take him along with her. Max gathered his strength, took the blade and cut his hand off to break free from Lena, who disappeared on the ground with his hand. Max stopped the bleeding with a handkerchief. Oh, okay. You could stop the bleeding from cutting your own hand off with a handkerchief. Okay. And headed to turn himself in. Did he do the time? Nah, he was gone from his cell the next day. Only a letter, written with blood, he left. It said, The Red Eyes. Cool story, Vera. Huh, big time. What is this dude's voice? I need to do like some dreamy boy voice. I don't know what. Tell us something, Stopia. Oh wait, no. Who said that? Was it Vera? Who? I don't know. I don't know the characters' names. Me? I can't. Why did you even come? To make a company. It's okay. You're not supposed to be a storyteller after all. You must be really strong instead, aren't you? I am, yeah. Fine, I'll tell one. The one? I think so. King of Rats. Zoo King of Rats. Can't be that long, right?
You're wrong.
Oh yeah, it gives me the creeps all the time. When I was in a camp, it turned out the way that I was in the camp leader's assistant's... What did I just say? When I was in a camp, it turned out the way that I was a camp leader. You know what? I read it correctly the first time. Never mind. That I was a camp leader's assistant, so I did her work often. I was used to being busy, besides being bossy was fun. It was troublesome, of course, but I earned a lot of respect from the others that way. Among the others, only Vera dared to challenge me. I am better in a fair fight anyway. We already tried it out, should I remind you? I just wasn't prepared enough back then. I didn't exercise the muscles and stuff. Ugh. Okay, you are stronger. That's it. Back then, some chatterbox told me that Vera is afraid of the dark. I am not afraid. Maybe you should tell us yourself. Easy peasy. Sasha came to me one night and said, "This troop isn't big enough for the both of us. Let's make a bet. The loser gets transferred." So I accepted. If only I had known what her plan was, I would have accepted anyway. In short, then why would you even say that? We had to go to the catacombs at midnight. The one who left first was a loser. A deal is a deal, as they say. So we set off at night, and the weather, almost as if on purpose, was cloudy, windy, and it was about to start raining. Besides, the flashlight barely worked. I feel like someone was watching us. We made it to the abandoned military base. We went down to the basement. Sasha was going ahead of me. We entered some room when Sasha turned off the flashlight and said, "Vera, dear, let's save the battery for the way back." But I was creeped out. I said, "Let's get over the bet and have a pull-up contest." I saw her smiling the way she does. "What's wrong, Vera?" she said snidely. "Afraid of the dark, huh?" I freaked out and turned off the light and regretted it instantly. Because I felt someone watching me and the way they did was not nice at all. I was all sweaty as I turned the lights on, swinging the flashlight around. And Sasha was like, "So soon? Less than a minute." I yelled at her and stormed to the outside, but the rain had just started. I wasn't going to go back to the camp, so I made my choice to stay before it was over. And that was the right thing to do, because... I go now. Yeah, go on. After she left, I turned on the flashlight, and when I was about to leave, I realized that I couldn't stand up. It seemed like my legs went numb, so I put the flashlight on a nearby box and started rubbing my hips, trying to bring them back to life. It was useless. The thought of calling for Vera came to my mind since she couldn't get very far away and the echo was strong enough in the corridors. But I had just won the bet, so calling for her help would be equal forfeiting. So I kept on rubbing my legs. Unfortunately, I felt my hands losing control. They were wriggling down my legs, paralyzed as soon as I leaned on the seat. The only thing I was able to do was turning my head. What's up with me, I thought. Am I being paralyzed? Why, I haven't neither fallen or hit my head or taken drugs. Why can't I move? I was about to piss my pants. Calm down, Alexandra. Calm down. They'll find you missing next morning. And Vera knows where you are. They'll find you by lunch at least. Maybe my senses will be back by that time. Breathe. I was sitting and breathing, looking at the dim spot of light on a wall when they appeared. I heard the stomping of little feet at first. The beasts stayed in the shadows, but they got bolder and I could see their red eyes. Who were they? Rats. My flashlight was almost dead, so I could only see their shapes in the darkness. Then, I hadn't felt it, but I saw one of the creatures get up on my knees. The gray creature sat on its back feet and looked me in the eyes. Help, I whispered, trying to believe it was all just a bad dream. But it didn't work as usual. Help! I yelled at the top of my lungs this time. The horrible beasts hid away from my voice. All of them, but the one sitting on my knees. It kept on sitting on its back paws, posing its front ones like a prayer and looking at my face. It seemed like the rat was smirking. Help! I yelled again, realizing deep in my heart that no one was going to come. Oh, I wish I were out of there. The stupid bet, the foolish leadership. What use is any of it if you're going to get eaten alive? I broke into tears of helplessness. That was totally out of my plans. The rat looked away and all of a sudden, like it was trying to listen to something. Then it jumped off and the air trembled with rat's footsteps. The horrible things in a single burst ran away and the room drowned in silence, breaking with my sobbing and some water drops. Was I saved then? Did my scream scare them or had them Or had someone heard it and come to my rescue? I'm having trouble with this bitch. I don't know why. She's not even saying all that. Like, I don't know. Some of the grammar is suspect. I don't even mind, but like, I feel like her is worse than usual. I burst into laughter with relief. I was sitting and giggling like an idiot because I was alive. But the fun was broken with some weird noise coming from the corridor. The noise of hundreds of small feet and squeaking rats were closing in slowly. My rescue hadn't come yet. "No," I shouted. "No, get lost!" But the rats didn't listen. The light of my dying flashlight showed me the room filling with a swarm of gray beings. There was something in the middle of it. The creature got into the beam of light, and I beheld the Rat King. An ugly beast made of 6 or 7 rats was sitting on the back of his comrades, moving its paws and muzzle. The beings brought him upon my knees and scattered all over the room. I didn't see them, but I knew they were there around me, watching their king, like in a theater. I was screaming as hard as I could, trying to scare the monster, but it didn't care much. It was heading to my stomach, slowly and clumsily climbing up my shirt, leaving a trace of pus and urine on it. At the time, I was awkwardly glad that my body was numb from the neck down. The Rat King made it to his destination, and I heard my shirt ripping as he bit me through it. I had given up on calling for help, only howling of helplessness and fear. Soon the monster will settle his hunger, and the rest of the swarm will finish the job. A flash of light blinding me in a moment. I heard a familiar voice shouting, "Get off! Away with you!" I heard the ripping of fabric followed by thud, and as the monster was slapped into the concrete wall by a childish hand. It was Nastia storming around the room, kicking the rats and hitting them with a flashlight, as if it was a club. I don't know how it didn't fall apart. The rats formed away, carrying the defeated king, while Nastia hugged my neck, close to knocking me out, crying, "Sasha dearest, don't you pass out, please." I'm fine. I stressed her off. "Can't move though." "Way to go, Nastia. You saved my life. You are a true hero." No words can explain how happy I was, but a terrible thought came into my mind. Nastia's legs will fail soon, just like mine, and the rats will get both of us. And so I commanded, "Nastia, you've got to get out of here. Now, run to the camp and bring the first leader you meet here, got it?" Nastia nodded and rushed out, leaving me alone in the darkness. I wondered if my sanity could take it, and as her footsteps faded away, odd rustles caught my ear. Maybe it was just my imagination playing a bad trick on me, but it felt like the rats were surrounding me again. "Be back for round 2. Fortunately, Nastia wasn't about to go far away. Let me tell this part, it's my favorite. When the rain stopped, I got to the outside and saw Nastia running somewhere. I caught up to her and we headed back to Sasha. Man, you should have seen yourself. But, yeah, good thing you didn't. A talking dead in the flesh. And then our princess got back to life after we brought her outside. When her limbs started moving, she freaked out with joy. Boy, I had never heard that much swearing. The pain was unbearable as my sensitivity restored. My whole body ached as if it was pierced by thousands of needles. My stomach was burning. Yeah, Nastia was dogging around Sasha like, "Sasha, are you alright? Sasha, don't give up. Sasha, does it hurt?" I shook her shoulders hard and sent her back to the camp for help. Nastia made a couple of stops and returned. I won't leave her. Thanks to her beauty, we could settle her down. What? So we took Sasha's clothes off. All of it? Fucking loser. I'll do the same to you if you don't show up. Shut up. I'm good. And off to the lake. There we used her shirt as bandages in order to wrap her wounds. After we cleaned Sasha from... Put the details away, please. Alrighty, it's almost over anyway. Yeah, we made it back to the camp where we slipped into our couches as if nothing had happened. No adult knew about this, of course. Even Nastia kept her mouth shut. She was way awesome. She's sleeping. That explains why she's been so quiet this whole time. Thank God. Was it for real? It was. Want to see the scars? I do. She wasn't supposed to actually do it. Dang, it's too dark in here. Can't see a thing. Neither can I. They are too small to see. Try to touch them instead. Watch your hands, you four-eyed freak. I just want to touch. You can touch Petrov next time you see him in a sauna. Keep your hands off her. Okay. Hey! Whoa! Hey! It's 5 till midnight. Time to call the Queen of Spades. Where'd you go? Come back. Oh, shit. Okay. Is it time? Are we summoning a demon? An apparition? Okay. Queen of Spades, part 8. I guess we will finish this next time. I assume the Queen of Spades shit is the last shit that's left. So we probably gonna finish this next time. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.